situation quite a few times where I interview people, and sometimes it's not testimonial worthy because I've just taken point form, or, you know, they didn't, or whichever. And one thing you can do is kind of write it as if though it is a testimonial, send it back to them. Is this something that you'd be comfortable with?
Right. Yeah.
And also let them know, like, the degree of anonymity, if that's important to them or not. Like, could it just be their first name?
Right.
And where they live, you know, like Jane from Gabriola, or...
Yeah. Yeah. So I did have some guidance there. I did, like, a branding workshop. Like, I got in on a beta program through, like, another, like, sort of Facebook acquaintance who's doing a business with that. And so she has a Facebook group that will often just, like, throw questions into, like, business-related questions and see what comes up. And so there's a person in there who's like a testimonial expert. You can hire her, and she will gather your testimonials for you.
Right. Yeah.
And so she's like, these are the questions that you ask, and then go from there. And so she like gave me like 5 questions, and I just like plunked them into a survey, and that's what I'm going from. So it's was it on an online survey, or? Yeah, like SurveyMonkey or whatever. Yeah. So that was my first time doing that. So, yeah.
Was that an outcome from our last session, or was that something you'd thought of before?
That, well, you had suggested in our first call, like, testimonial collection. That was like a big takeaway from our first call.
Yeah.
For me was that I should focus on that. And so since then, that's...
Yeah, and the reason for that is it's the package story, right? It's the language that other people are using to sell your stuff. And sometimes it's hard to guess what that is. I mean, you talked last time about not being sure how to label the sunscreen, to call it a zinc product or a sunscreen, you know, to what degree you can do that.
Yeah.
And so you find out what other language people are using to describe it, right?
Yeah.
Which works on the next set of people. Because my challenge with sort of thinking about your business is that the product is not in question. Like, you told me about the kayaker, you told me about the babies, you know, the people that use it come back.
Yeah.
But the challenge is a little bit, it seems, the marketing.
Yeah.
So the photographs, the stories, the testimonials, how the products are described, awareness, you know, the time that you can reasonably have, you know, especially managing a couple kids as well. And so my question is, I think of, you know, what are your strengths that can sort of become the first building blocks? Almost the question I want to go back to a little bit is that idea of, you said you did the personal map, sort of working on who am I, what do I know, who do I know?
Yeah.
Was there anything in there that either, on 2 counts, one, completely surprised you, or secondly, didn't surprise you at all?
I don't know, like, it all sort of, like, seemed to come together. I guess, like, I have my diploma in early childhood education, so I have a pretty good understanding of, like, child development and also sort of, like, human development, and took some child and youth care courses, and so, like, I have, sometimes I don't always remember to apply, but I have a really good understanding of human development, of like self-awareness, sort of like, I've also taken like some philosophy type classes, kind of that like human thinking, how do we perceive ourselves piece. Like, I have that, but it's like transferring that into my business mind, and like, how can I use this to like sell my business forward, I think is,
Can we answer that?
Okay.
There must be something between products that work on babies and ECC. ECE, early childhood education.
Yeah. So I guess just like, yeah, when you take human development, like it covers like all aspects of development. So just like an awareness of, you know, like toxicity and like trying to avoid that, or, you know, yeah, in ECE, just like understanding how important people's children are to them. You know, like that was something that they like really hammered home, because like there's lots of people taking ECE. Like there are some people who have children of their own. There's lots of people taking it who don't have children of their own. And so like if you haven't experienced that for yourself, like then how do you
relate?
Want to understand that, you know? So I think maybe those like teachings or knowledge, like
I think so, because I see marketing, you know, one of the definitions of marketing is getting people with a need to know, like, and trust you. And that trust aspect is really huge in your business. The know is as well. This is the struggle you're going through with the brand awareness in the new location. The like is not problematic. Everyone will like you. But then the trust is like kind of something you have to earn.
Right.
And you already have some of that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And, and I have like a fairly good handle on my branding. And so, you know, like if I'm sharing graphics or whatever on Facebook, then like I have like a piece, like a watermark or part of my logo or whatever that I always like.
Sure.
There. So like I am sort of working on building that.
What's your Facebook? How come I'm not on it? Sorry.
That's okay. Well,
what is it?
It's facebook.com/tinytwigswellness.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Tiny Tapeworms, which just popped up. Tiny Twigs which?
Tiny Twigs Wellness.
Yeah, there you are. Cool. Done. Great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
okay.
And I think another sort of like strength that I have is like I understand like the importance of community and like and so it does go back to that marketing, like know, like, and trust you, and sort of connecting with people so that, you know, it turns into sales.
For sure. Another way you can demonstrate your knowledge or establish trust is also by having something like a workshop or become a source of knowledge
and
for people.
I have done workshops in the past, and so I did put that on for who I am as like teacher, workshop facilitator.
Cool.
So that is on there, yeah.
Any other thing you want to touch on with respect to that? Who I am, what I know?
Well, I think we've got it covered. Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this next. When you just, if you just think of what might the easy route be, like right now in July 2017, August 2017, what comes to mind?
In terms of what?
In terms of sales.
For sales? I guess like just, I don't know. I guess one other thing I wanted to bring up when it comes to like marketing and the sunscreen and the natural health products is like, sort of legally and ethically, there's like some gray area around like making claims about your products.